Welcome to the party. It's your boy Mountain Tent. I'm here to go over the cast on crit sanguinate build that I put together for 316. It's very good for 317 as well. The sanguinate got a boost. Cast on crit got a little bit of a decrease, but the cast on crit decrease versus what you do with the sanguinate, it comes to be if you count it out, it's usually about a 5, maybe it's between 5 to 10% increase in damage that you're going to be able to do in the new league with the cast on crit sanguinate build. Now, a couple of things that are very important for this build. You saw a little bit of gameplay and everything. This build will do red tier maps, not a problem, but you will have problems with bossing. Now, you can take some conquerors, can take some things, but it is not a bossing build. So, but it will clear maps in a pretty reasonable fashion. There's a couple of things that are very important for this build, very important that you need to be aware of. One, you do not want to you want to have and make sure that your critical hit chance is at least 65 or higher or because if it's lower than 65, you will have problems. Actually, you'll have problems um, doing damage. Your damage will definitely be very minimal if you keep your if your critical hit chance is 65% or lower. So you want to make sure that you have that up as high as possible. The second thing that you want to be aware of is that and I show it by I do have in the POB using onslaught or trying to use onslaught, but there is a serious issue. You do not want to go above 6.06. If you go above 6.06 attacks per second, your damage will drop dramatically. And so you want to make sure that if you're running, this is something that you want to make sure is not necessarily turned on unless when you turn it on, you are below 6.06, because if you're above 6.06, you'll notice that you're attacking more, but your damage drops by 1/3 almost or something like that. It's really strange, but it's because of the cast on crit, the number. It's really interesting on that, but you have to kind of be right at this certain point where you actually are not stomping on your own critical chance or critical hit chance capabilities. This build was built with a tactician. The tactician is a great. Magnet is another. You could also use a headhunter. Headhunter is inside this build would probably be huge, because the headhunter, even though you go down in damage with the headhunter, overall you are going to be doing a ton of damage because you'll be picking up a lot of that a lot of the modifiers from the rare mobs you'll be killing, and you're going to be running through maps at a huge clip. So that's one of those things that I've tested it out with the headhunter, and it's actually pretty nice. So these are the things that I would suggest. There's a couple of things here. You got Viridian Jewels. You can do a Viridian Jewel where you can actually do a Viridian Jewel where you're doing physical damage increases. There's also a Viridian Jewel where you would actually do critical multiplier. As you see, 664, 640, 645. Physical damage does more, but multiplier will actually get you there as well. I don't have them turned on or put inside the build automatically. There's a lot of things that you can do to increase the damage inside this build. Awaken critical strike, awaken brutality. Those type of gems are going to push you up into a higher amount of damage. You want to try to make sure that you have your precision as high as possible, making sure you keep your reserves. The Grace is what I use, and I'm using evasion and elusive as your defensive capability. So you want to make sure that you have as high amount of evasion as you can get inside the build. So that's going to be very critical to be able to keep you alive. I did go with Cold Iron Points and Belly of the Beast. Now, Cold Iron Points are you can get away with not using Cold Iron Points and using +1 physical daggers, rune daggers. That is capable. You're capable of doing that. Um, it's going to be by the time you actually are getting into yellow maps and stuff like that, you'll usually have enough currency that you can purchase a cold iron points, and you'll just buy the cold iron points and throw them on, and you'll be able to continue to go ahead and kill. So the things that you have to be aware of is you want to make sure that you have vulnerability either on a ring, or I think you can get vulnerability on a corrupted glove. You want to get either one of those two, so that you can make sure that you can continue to do a good amount of damage. Um, let's see. One other thing that you need to be aware of. All of these are pretty much a guarantee type situation. The maim is as long as you have your stone golem up and he's actually slamming and hitting people, you will be able to inflict maim on whoever you're fighting or whatever you're fighting. So that's why I keep it there. My golem doesn't die very often, but he's always there. So those are the things that I would suggest. And I actually made this one all the way up to a 96. Usually I stop at 95, but I made this one all the way up to 96. It does a pretty good amount of damage. The guy inside the video of the gameplay, he was only 92. So be aware of that. Let's see here. That's pretty much it. That's all the little things that I can think of that you were going to need to know to be able to run this build. Like I said, this one's going to be a lot stronger than it was in the original for what you saw in gameplay, etc. The new enhancements to Exsanguinate is going to make this even stronger than it was. If you got any, you'll be able to find the POB attached in the link below inside of the description. Y'all catch you later. I hope y'all have a good time. This is a league starter. I believe that will be a solid league starter. If you have any questions, you can always comment below. Peace.